Hello everyone, Andrew here, and today I'm going to be doing that pickup video that I've been saying that I have plans to do for like weeks now. I don't know, I don't do too many pickup videos. I would like to do more. I mean, it's because the days that I find things, I mean, it's really inconsistent how often I find things. I mean, maybe some days I'll find like a few things, and some days I'll find nothing. I usually like to make pickup videos at times where it's like I find a whole bunch of things at once, but that hasn't really been happening lately. I've been finding a few things here and there, so I figured I'd try to just put it off for a bit and make one big pickup video once I felt I had enough to really show, as there actually are quite a few things here now that I look at it. I'll try to start making pickup videos more often in the future. But like I said, I haven't been finding too much lately. It's like the video game supply at thrift stores is kind of drying up or something like that. But anyway, without further ado, let's get started. The first thing that I have to show is actually really neat. It's the only, like, it's not a console, it's actually a computer. But everything else after this is actually just games. This is the only thing that's not a game, I believe. Actually, there's a controller. But anyway, it kind of goes along with some games. But the first thing is the Atari 400. Now this is actually pretty neat. I actually didn't find this at a thrift store. I got this off of Kijiji, which is kind of like a Craigslist thing. I still don't know if that's in like other countries or if it's just Canada. I'm actually not sure. I haven't really looked into that. I know that Craigslist is definitely the more popular local class field kind of thing. But yeah, the Atari 400. I went and picked this up at the guy's house. It was actually a really good deal I got. So that opens up there, you press the button, and then you put your cartridge in there. Interesting thing is that when I was testing it at the guy's house, we eventually figured it out, but I was trying to turn it on, but it won't turn on if the thing is up. So you have to put it down, and then only then will it turn on. But it's kind of flawed, since you can still open it while it's turned on, and then it will turn it off. It's overall kind of silly. But yeah, the Atari 400, it's one of Atari's original computers, and I thought that was really neat. I have an 800 XL and an XE, which plays the same games as the 400, so it's kind of pointless. But overall, I really like older computers like that, and I thought it was really neat. And it came with 10 games. And I had a few of these already, because like I said, I have the XE and 800 XL, which takes the same games, of course. So, I had, like, I think, like, 2 of them. But overall, I got a few that I didn't have. So anyway, here they are. So I got Donkey Kong. So it's, you know, like, the original Donkey Kong arcade game. It's actually not a terrible port of it. I got Soccer. And you know, your titles probably aren't going to show up. The cartridges are actually quite small. Not even the size of my hand. You have Defender. You have Centipede. I got Joust. How do you say this one? I want to say Captain Bibla. It's at the very, very top there. Looks very weird. Overall, I did play them all. It's actually a pretty decent game, even though I had never heard of it before getting it. Basic programming, I had this one. Just kind of type in stuff, and it can print out stuff, and do a few crazy things. Miner, what is it? Miner 2049. 2049-er. I've never really understood the name of this one. I think I've seen this one before. But yeah, there's that. And 2 more. Gyrus, an awesome game. I didn't have that one. And Quicks. I am actually quite a big Quicks fan too. It's a pretty fun game. It's where you kind of have to draw the line and try to take up the certain percentage of like the screen before getting attacked by the enemies. But yeah, overall, Atari 400, it's a very neat computer overall. I have been using it quite a bit lately to play some of those games because I actually really like Atari computer games. They're usually a bit more advanced and stuff than just like Atari 2600 games, although it still takes an original Atari 2600 controller, which did come with it, and it kind of just plugs into the front there. And you can, as you can see, it has 4 controller ports. I don't know if anything back then actually had 4 controller ports built in, so I thought that was kind of neat. And yeah, the buttons are kind of just like, you just touch them. They're not even really like buttons that you push down, which has always been, I found that kind of weird. Overall, yeah, Atari 400, it's a really neat computer, and I was really happy to pick that up. So I thought that was pretty neat. Alright, let's see. Okay, next thing. There's actually stuff all over the place here I'm going to be grabbing. Like I said, there's a lot more than I thought I was going to have to show in this video. But anyway, I watch other people's pickup videos, and sometimes I see they get things for like 50 cents. And I'm like, I never get deals like that here. The least I'll ever pay for a game is like usually $3. If I'm really lucky, I might get something for $1.99. But usually things, thrift stores here, they want like 3 and up. Sometimes up to like $6 for a game. I won't buy at that price. Unless it's something I really, really want. But I couldn't believe it. I got a whole bag here for a really good deal, and I'll tell the story first. I went to a thrift store, and they didn't have any games. And every once in a while, I'll kind of look into the back, like the sorting area, just like look through the window to see if there's anything back there, so I can see if it's coming out. And I saw a table with a whole bunch of Intellivision games on it. So I just, like, someone was going through, I'm like, hey, when's that going to come out? Because I was kind of curious. I kind of really wanted these games. My Intellivision collection's not bad, although it could be better, so yeah, I wanted these games because there's quite a few. They're like, oh, those are going to the garbage, we're not pricing them. I'm like, why are you throwing these things out? Like, that's the thing about thrift stores that ticks me off. So much good stuff gets thrown out. And my biggest pet peeve is when a console comes out and it looks like it's in mint condition, or it comes out and it still has the styrofoam tray, but there's no box, and you're like, oh, what happened to the box? And they're like, we threw it out. Like, why would you do that? Like, I hate thrift stores. They're just, the people who work there, 75% are idiots. But basically, they said they were going to throw these games out. I'm like, well, don't do that. I really want them. And they're like, oh, okay. So they went and found out what they could do, and they ended up getting them all. This whole entire bag for $2.99. Like, not each. The whole bag was $2.99. So yeah, I finally got my good deal. It was like I said, watching all these other people's pickup videos and seeing them get games for like 50 cents. I never get deals like that, but I finally got something at like a good price. That's like, I don't even know how many cents each. Not very many. But yeah, this whole bag, I counted when I first got it. Like, I haven't put them away yet because I've been keeping them in the bag to show for this video. I think it's like 14 games. Anyway, let's go through them. I think there's a few doubles. But overall, it's pretty interesting. I don't know too much about Intellivision games, as far as like what they're worth and which ones are rare and things like that. I don't know if there's anything super rare in here, but overall, it's still neat. I believe, yeah, they're all, the games are in all of the boxes, of course, and most of them also have the overlays for the controller and stuff like that. I'm not going to open every single box, because it will take forever. But anyway, there is Star Strike. Yeah, the doubles are together since I was looking through them. Another Star Strike. There is Advanced Dungeons and Dragons, Treasure of, I'm going to butcher it, Tarmin, that guy. Maybe get his treasure, I guess. Snafu, I've never even heard of this one before. It's kind of weird. And as you can see, a whole bunch of stuff in there. I'm not going to open every single one, like I said. Triple Action. Reversi. It's that crazy game with the things. Always reminded me of Go, but it's not. I like Go. Anyway, let's see here. We have Tron, Mazatron, and this one feels like it has quite a bit of stuff in there. A few books and stuff, all in there. Let's see. We got, what's this one? Auto Racing, Lock and Chase. Another Lock and Chase. A third Lock and Chase, except this one is sealed, and I can tell that. You can kind of see the gloss on it. This one, it doesn't look like it's been resealed. I mean, it definitely looks like this is probably the original factory seal. I mean, it's definitely kind of yellow around like the sealed edges. It's not like the thin stuff, like it's been resealed by your local GameStop. I mean, yeah. It definitely, I'm pretty sure it's the original seal. I don't know if that makes it worth, well, yeah, it's probably worth a bit more sealed. I don't know if it makes it worth that much. I'm not going to sell it anyway. Let's see here. I mean, like, yeah, a lot of times I talk about, like, I don't know what things are worth, but it's mostly just for, like, my personal curiosity. I don't, like, go and sell all these things after I show them in the video. Yeah, I don't. No, definitely don't. Let's see. Here we have Night Stalker. Almost there. Yeah, there's a lot of games here. We have Astro Smash. We have Donkey Kong in a very nice box. I've always really liked this box. So yeah, second Donkey Kong I got this time. Or second Donkey Kong I've showed in this video. I also showed that other one that says right on the front. No, not this one. But there was one. Yeah, I think it was... Oh, well, never mind. But yeah, anyway, another Donkey Kong for Intellivision. Tron, Deadly Discs. I believe this one's complete. Yeah, everything's in there. Utopia. I don't know if this one's the original seal. It definitely feels a lot more recently, like, the seal feels a lot, like, looser than the one on Lock and Chase. But anyway, it's sealed. I don't know if it's original or not. And, yeah, we're not done yet. Two more to go. Major League Baseball. This one feels like it probably has like a big stats book or something in it, but no. Anyway, that's all in there. And the very last one is Space Armada. And this one, again, has everything. So yeah, I got all that for $2.99, and they were going to throw it out. I mean, that is just ridiculous. I mean, just think of all, like, the Earthbounds and Nintendo World Championships these places are probably thrown. I mean, not really. Definitely not Nintendo World Championships, but I just can't believe that they would throw these things out. I mean, they'll put out all the overpriced, like, useless, dirty, raggy clothes that nobody wants, but they're going to throw out these video games that people probably would have happily paid, like, $2 each for. I mean, it's just really silly. How many did it end up being? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, unless one's, like, buried and I can't see. I believe there's, like, 18 there. I mean, for $2.99, I mean, that's probably, like, my deal of, like, the year so far. That was really, really good, and I was really happy to see those not go to the trash, because that would have just been sad. Anyway, moving on. So there's a big mess over there now. There's that. I believe I will move on to some Xbox games. Speaking of sealed things, I got 2 sealed Xbox games, and you can tell that they're the original seal. I like, as Xbox kind of puts that thing on the side of, like, their seal, so you know it's, like, the original seal. It hasn't gone to, like, some, GameStop or something and been resealed. But anyway, yeah, so, Halo 2 Special Edition sealed, and Conquer Live and Reloaded sealed, so I was, really happy to, get my hands on those. I believe they're, like, $4 each or something like that. I picked these up, like, a month ago. I've been waiting to do this thing for a while, but yeah, they weren't, like, these are $4 or $5 each. So I was really happy to get my hands on those. I'm guessing they're probably worth something sealed. I mean, again, I'm not going to sell them, but still, they're neat to have. And yeah, funny thing is I actually have an unsealed copy of both, too, so I don't need to open them if I want to play them. They're both not bad games, I believe. I actually haven't really gotten too much in the Halo, although I've played a lot of Conquer for N64, although I actually haven't really played the Xbox one. So I might give that a shot at some point. Anyway, moving on. Oh, actually, no, to go along with that, I also found the clear white original Xbox controller. I don't have the clear white, like, actual Xbox console to go with it. I have the clear green one and the clear blue one. The only one I'm missing is the white one. I believe that's the only other color there was. Or was there a red one? I'm actually not sure anyway. But anyway, at least if I ever find the console without the controller, I have one to go with it. I actually have seen the console, but they wanted like $40 for it. I'm not going to pay that, considering it's like as is, so even if it doesn't work, I mean, you can't return it, so then you're kind of out $40 for nothing. So it kind of sucks. So yeah, I don't normally take my chances with like really overpriced consoles, especially disc-based ones, since I have picked up like a $10 PlayStation 2 before that didn't read discs. So I don't usually take my chances. Anyway, moving on, it is Super Nintendo time. And that's the thing, I've waited a little while to make this video, but the thing is, yesterday, like the day before recording this video, I actually found more stuff, the things I'm holding in my hand right now. So, I mean, it's kind of good that I put it off, because I was going to make it on the weekend. But then these wouldn't be in it. I found 3-box Super Nintendo games. I found Top Gear, and yeah, everything's in there. It's the manual and game. Super R-Type, for Super Nintendo, of course. And Tetris. The boxes, they're in not bad shape. I mean, they're not mint, but I picked them up for $3 each, so I'm not going to complain about the condition at all. The only thing I wasn't too happy with was that, if we take it out, you can see the manual. It's kind of been bent up on the sides. That's because the dumb person who had this before, as you can see, the flap, it kind of comes down, and then it goes in at the top. And then inside, there's a tray. Well, they had the manual on top of the tray, so every time the flap came up, it would kind of bend the pages of the book. So, of course, now I fixed that by putting the manual underneath the tray so that it doesn't get bent anymore. But unfortunately, yeah, all the manuals are kind of bent up like that because someone didn't have any common sense and instead just destroyed the manual. But luckily, I'm going to take better care of it than that. Just get that back in there. I could always do this later, but for some reason I'm not. So I'm risking bending it even more. But anyway, get that in there. Close that up. So yeah, Top Gear, Tetris 2, and Super R-Type. 3 not too bad games, actually, in the box. So I was very happy to get those. Anyway, we're almost there. Just 2 more things to show. Well, 3, but one of them's kind of together because we're not done with Super Nintendo yet. Here, I have, for $4, 2 Super Famicom games, and it's interesting because, I mean, I posted that video about multi-carts, and a lot of people said, like, wow, I've never seen anything like that in my area. I guess I'm just lucky, or I live in an area where a lot of people for some reason bought multi-carts, because the first one is a Hyperzone, and it was also released in North America. So yeah, it's not a bad game. And the other thing I got is a DSP. It actually is DSP. It says DSP at the top. And this right here is actually just a sticker that someone placed on top of the D. It's kind of like a Nintendo seal of quality, but it says official DSP-4 seal of quality. So someone put the sticker on the front of it for some reason. But yeah, it's called the DSP, and it's a multi-cart. So I was shocked when I opened that bag because Hyperzone was in front, and then to see this in behind. The only problem is that I haven't been able to get this to work. I don't know why. I mean, I tried it in my Super Nintendo with a converter, I tried it in an actual Super Famicom, and I haven't been able to get it to work. I mean, multi-carts, they're always kind of cheap quality, so I mean, I guess it could quite possibly have just broken somehow. And the thing about multi-carts too is that there's so many different crazy names out there and stuff that, I mean, you search DSP-4 on Google, and I mean, you don't find anything about this, so I'm not quite sure what the problem is. I don't even really know what games are on it because they're all in Japanese, and you can't really see because it's blurry. Yeah, I can't even read them. Because I don't know Japanese yet. But yeah. So unfortunately I haven't been able to try it out. But still, for $4, getting a Hyperzone, and this, which, who knows, maybe I'm just not doing something right, even though I really don't know what I would do differently other than put it in and turn it on. I have cleaned it. I cleaned Hyperzone because it wasn't working at first too, but, I mean, I can't get any more dirt off this one even if I wanted to. Because I just, like, nothing's coming off anymore. So I really don't know why that's not working. If anyone knows anything about it, give me a hint. But, and I really don't know what else to do with that. Hopefully I'll get it working someday. But anyway, that was an interesting find. And the last thing that I have to show, it's kind of a, I don't know why I saved this for last. It's nothing amazing. But, that is VeggieTales. And no, it's not a DVD. It is a game for the Game Wave. Now, I think I talked about the Game Wave once before. I think. I'm actually not sure. Game Wave is kind of like a console that's entirely made up of, like, trivia games, and there was only, like, 14 games for it. I've never really put any effort into collecting for Game Wave. Meanwhile, I've come across, like, a whole bunch of games for it by accident, and I'll usually pick them up if they're, like, $2 just for fun. I believe this is the second last game I needed. I'm actually not sure. I don't really have, like, a list of Game Wave games and which ones I need. The only thing I actually have a list for is NES, because, I mean, I'm super into collecting for it. I always want to know, like, which ones, like, have, like, a ripped label or something on them, because, it seems to be really common with NES games. They have bad labels. So I like to keep track of all my NES stuff, but other than that, I don't really have lists. I just kind of remember what I have and don't have. So I think I'm just about have every Game Wave game, and this was one that I needed. It's all there, complete. And yeah, so I added that. I might even have a complete set now. I really don't know. I might have to check the whole list of Game Wave games and find out how many more I needed before making this video, but I forgot. Anyway, yeah, so another Game Wave game down. Like I said, I don't put any effort into collecting them for them. I mean, you just find them laying around in like the DVD section, so I usually pick them up, and half the time they're still sealed. So I'm guessing the Game Wave probably didn't sell very well, so stores probably had like millions of copies left over, so then they just get donated, and like I have like half the games for Game Wave I have are still in their original seal. But yeah, I believe I talked about everything. So like Atari 400, Intellivision games, Super Nintendo, Xbox, and yeah, I believe that's it. The pickup video I said I needed to make for so long, finally made it, and I'm going to try to not have such big gaps in between pickup videos anymore, because I know that people like them. It's just, I don't always find things I need anymore. I mean, I haven't found a new NES game in like 2 months. So I'm up to 648. I mean, there's just not many out there that I need anymore. And a lot of the ones I find are just the more common ones that I don't need. So I'd love to start getting more of those. I'd love to have like 700 by the end of the year. I mean, I'd love to make that a goal, but it's not really in my power unless I went on eBay and started overpaying, which I'm not going to do. And that's no fun anyway. It's always more fun finding them out in the wild or like trading with someone to get them. But yeah, I think that's it for this video. So thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. And I hope to see you next time, and I hope that there isn't such a big gap between this and the next pick-up video. Although that really comes down to if I pick up anything good between now and who knows when. So anyway, thanks for watching, and see you later.